You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Sponsored by Treebor Soft Mints. Absolute Radio.
How wonderful. That is Tattoo with How Soon Is Now. Tattoo are obviously Russian. That's why I've played it, as a celebration of all that.
Oh, yeah, you're quite happy for them, aren't you?
Yeah, I didn't want the World Cup. Stinking the place out with its hot dogs. Eh? Hot dogs. Who wants that smelling all round the cities of England?
Not me.
That's this week's phoning.
Oh, right.
Who wants people? No. So, welcome. We have a new producer this week because our producer is poorly in hospital. So if you're listening, Emma, we love you very much and want you to get well soon. In fact, judging by how bad my earphones sound, I want you to come even though you're ill and take over the show now. So this is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. I'm with Emily. I'm with Gareth, and I have pig iron. I have all the pig iron. I haven't done that for ages, but it welled up in me. Yeah. You know how it does.
Your manager's come down today as well. Has something happened?
My manager and my publicist.
Oh, you've gone
my
so
publicist
grand.
is here, so yes, I suspect something's gone off and we don't know about it. I'm thinking, New Year's honours today. Is that late this early?
Oh, that'd be good, Frank.
Anyway, it's cold.
Oh, maybe it's cold outside.
All this week, people have been saying it's cold, isn't it? It's cold. And then people think if that's not good enough. Someone said to me, you know, it's properly cold, right? And then I started to notice it. You know, I started to notice people saying it's cold, and someone said to me, "Look, I know we've already said this, but it is really cold." Yes, I know. It's all right. So let's try, just for this weekend, try walking into a pub or bar or back into your house and not mentioning it. And if anyone else mentions it, spit in their faces.
Frank?
That I think will brighten.
Do you know, I don't like the snow though, Frank. I think it's for people with children or money, and I don't have enough of it either, actually.
Well, how many children do you have?
Well, none, currently.
Okay.
So
I like the use of enough.
But I just think it's fine if you've got children and they find it all, isn't it magical? But it's just a pain trying to get around. I can't bear it.
No, Ethan was freaked out by the snow. He didn't like it.
Ethan is, I should point out, is Garrett's Afghan hound.
Yeah.
Who has no legs after a terrible accident. So he just lies there and leaves a sort of... I don't like that shape he leaves in the snow. I don't mind the end with the head on. I don't like the other shape. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't want him on my lawn again, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Now, Ethan is Garrett's son. How old is Ethan now?
It's about 18 months.
About?
Mm.
Oh, he's one
Look
of them.
it up!
It's not easy to tell exactly.
Well, I think I'd say birth certificate's a good starting point.
Okay, let me...
Have you got it with you? I've got a copy here somewhere. Oh, no, yeah, you're right, nearly 18 months. So he doesn't... he walks.
Yeah, no,
now. Does he walk?
He walks, yeah.
Brilliant.
He talks. Well, not... He talks some.
Yeah.
Is
this his first snow he's ever seen?
Yeah, first snow ever.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh.
Did he not go out last year when it was snowing? Did you
no,
blindfold him?
He was
just to
keep
the surprise? Very little, yeah, okay. So does he love it?
No, he doesn't like it. He's a bit freaked out by it.
He's quite a timid child, though.
I don't think he's timid. I don't think you can say that.
No,
he's not. He just, at first he doesn't like things and then he gets used to them, I think.
No, but do you remember when that
all
kid...
like that.
That kid pushed him over, Frank, and he got upset?
We never mentioned that.
Oh, sorry, I've mentioned
Did you forget that was because we weren't Gareth accidentally named the child and there was a bit of a kerfuffle.
And when he first had a football, he was very freaked out by a football. Didn't like a football.
Yes.
But now he's
Well, he
fine with
decorated
footballs.
it, didn't he? Which is never a good sign. That's quite a good sign, though. So I'm just pointing at a sign that somebody showed me. It started strange, but I don't care.
No, I don't either.
No, I'm going to keep talking for an hour like this. Actually, 2, if we're going to be completely honest about it. Anyway, I suppose we better play some music. Actually, shall we not? You know when Chris Evans used to go 25 minutes and not play any music? No, I'm not going to do that. Who wants to be anyway.
You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio, the softest, mintiest show in town. Sponsored by Treebor Soft Mints.
Absolute Radio.
terrible pain he sounds in at the end of that, I always think. Oh, shut up. Enjoy yourself. You're a nice young pop star. Got your whole life going off like fireworks around you. Anyway, that was Kings of Leon. Use somebody. So, I'll tell you, I was in the lift. My girlfriend is obsessed with getting stuck in the lift. She often won't go in the lift.
You say it like it's a pastime, obsessed with it.
No, she's afeard of it.
Oh, okay.
By the way, you can text us on 8 12 15 about anything at all.
Well, actually, a 13-year-old Ross has to say how much he loves The Fall. You've made him become addicted to them.
That's
so. There you go.
Young man like that, into it already. Brilliant. Thank you, Ross, for that. So she's always talking about getting stuck in the lift. So I think about it now as well. And the other day I was in the lift, and I was very desperate for the toilet. For the I mean not the big toilet. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, the little toilet.
The front toilet. And I was in the lift, and I thought, if the lift stopped now, what would I do? Because
how many stories is your goddamn lift?
Well, I think there's 1 million stories in the naked city, and this is just one of them. Was it 1 million or was it more? Anyway, someone will know, because our listeners, I find, know everything. There used to be a TV show that started like that, can I just say, in case you're a bit fretful. Those of you who are still listening, thanks. What about this?
Saturday morning!
I've heard that for ages. That was loud, wasn't it?
It's very loud,
I've got just a slight trail of blood coming out my left ear. Anyway, so it struck me that if I did have to... what's the best word to use this time of the morning? Just check the absolute...
Wee-wee.
If I had to wee-wee in the lift, it's better in the winter, because I could do it into my scarf.
Oh, God.
No, but think about it. If it's in the summer, you have to just do it onto the floor, and then you have to sit in it. You know what I mean? When I have to say, that wasn't me doing street talk. You have to sit in it. I mean, you have to sit in it, right?
Or just have some self-control and hang on.
What if I was in there for 2 hours?
Why would you be in there for 2 hours?
If the lift got stuck?
Yeah, but there's to be an engineer called out like there was today about the heating.
Not in the modern world. Saying, we've had a lot of calls there, it's very snowy at the moment, what with, the World Cup thing and everything, people have been getting upset and smashing up their heating systems, we've had to come in and fix it and all that. I'm just saying, if anyone gets stuck in a lift this weekend, just remember you got your scarves, there's no need to ruin the whole kit and caboodle. Bit of advice there from the show. I'll tell you something I noticed this week.
Yeah.
What I now am determined to call pedestrian racing, because this is the thing, when I walk down the street, I'm a very fast walker, and if I overtake people, or I pick a target who's walking fast, and I make it a race, whether they know it or not. And lots of our listeners have contacted us about this. Some people call it pavement racing, but I was unsure, but I'm going to stick with pedestrian racing. I think it's the thing. And this week I did one on Wednesday, I think it was, in what I can only say was dangerous weather conditions. And when I started to accelerate past this bloke, I thought I could go over here. I could easily go over. There was quite a bit of ice, and I hadn't got the best shoes for it. And I thought, this would be good, because now it's a race between me and him, as far as I'm concerned. If I go, I'm taking him down with me. So I never got far enough past him that I couldn't reach out and grab his overcoat. So anyone who's doing any... we've had
quite a few. We've had a few texts in, Frank, and emails in. We've had Ian from Reading. Similarly to you, he says, the other morning I was racing a bloke wearing office-style shoes, and I was wearing flat-bottom trainers with little grip, and we both hit a patch of thin ice. It was like a sheet of glass. I only just kept my lead. It's getting dangerous. We need rules and the equipment before someone is hurt. He's not wrong.
At the moment, it is very informal, the pedestrian racing. But that's one of the important things about it, I think, is that it's still a secret art.
Well, we've got another suggested... This story has a suggested rule that is implicit in pedestrian racing. It's Charles Sung, and he says, I recently engaged someone in pedestrian racing and got an immediate response. We were neck and neck for about 30 seconds or so when I decided to dig deep and overtake. Imagine my shock when my pedestrian racee aggressively uttered the words, "Nah, mate," as I initially passed him.
Well, I'm not having that. I mean, the whole point about pedestrian racing, apart from obviously the physical endeavour, is that that doubt that you're never quite sure if the other person knows. You're never quite sure if they're joining in or not. That's what I love about it. It's the unspoken art.
Yes, no, Charles says, surely he's broken one of the golden rules of the sport, i.e. that it's an unspoken competition.
Well, I think I can say this week of all weeks, don't call me Shirley. Yes, it is an unspoken
rule. First rule of pedestrian
unspoken
racing,
rule.
Don't talk about pedestrian racing.
Yeah, not when you're doing it. I agree with that. What else? I don't like the pause. Can I just say I don't like the pause? No, I'm on about...
Is that part of the suit?
I'm on about the Afghan hound. I don't know if I don't know if you got some. Gareth sent me 2 of the paws after the accident.
I like this pedestrian racing. It's more pedestrian racing.
What I've started doing, I'm using them in lieu of oven gloves. So I'm taking things. I've just got the dog. I mean, they're removed at the elbow. If Afghan hounds have elbows, it's something I've never really established.
No, I don't think they do.
But if you hold them by the forearm, or is it the foreleg, and you can take quite a nice pot of goulash out of the oven. I mean, red hot, with the dog paws, and I can't see any searing on the toes. They're hardy, the dog toe. Dog toe is very leathery surface. So if you notice that, so there's a little tip as well. Don't stir is one thing I'd say. Don't stir the goulash with the paws.
How about serving a salad with them?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
that's no trouble. That you could do that with cat paws. I wouldn't. But Lee Mack's the guest today, so it will get better. And I don't know. Does it feel very quiet today?
It does.
Do we normally have background
No, do you know
music?
what it is? We've got guests in the studio, but they're too silent. They're not talking to us.
To be fair, I think that's our fault.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Treebor Soft Mints, bringing a softer, mintier feel to your Saturday morning.
Absolute Radio.
Republica, Drop Dead Gorgeous. I like it.
Frank, it was 8 million.
Well, it wasn't that good. Well, on the Richter scale.
No, someone has texted in, someone anonymous, 060, about the amount. You remember you were talking about how many stories in the Naked City?
Oh, the Naked City, yeah. Yeah, you always used to start, there are 8 million stories in the Naked City, and this is just one of them. Well, there's a subplot, but I mean, there's one main story. I don't think the subplot, obviously that is someone's main story, but in the context of this particular, anyway, here we go. That's how it used to start on a bad week.
And it's good because then they've got at least 8 million episodes.
Well, I imagine they had an enormous whiteboard in their office with the other 7,999,999 all lined up. So, unfortunately the show got pulled, so they never got round. I'd like to... That'd be a good... the outtakes from Naked City.
That would be awesome.
That'd be a hell of a DVD, I think we'd all agree. Well, not everyone. There's always some dissenting voice, I find, generally.
So, Frank, never mind that. Do you want to hear about how I felt my age this week? Yes, of course you do. It's your favourite thing ever.
Yes.
I felt
I'm tense already.
Oh, you really should be tense. I felt so old. I've never felt more old than I did this week. No. 2 incidents. First incident, on the phone to my editor's child, who's 2, and she did that very cute thing of saying, "Oh, speak to Emily on the phone," and I went, "Hello, Danny, darling."
One of my great hates is being passed over to anyone.
Oh, I like a passover.
Do you want to speak to? I'm the one always miming in the background with the hands going, "No, I don't care if it's someone. I don't care if it's Bob Dylan phones. I don't want to be passed over ever on the phone. If I want to phone someone, I'll phone them. I don't want to suddenly be an addendum."
No, sorry, Bob, he doesn't want to talk to you.
I don't want to be the subplot in Naked City.
See you later.
Oh, I like a child Passover.
Okay.
Cute. So
child Passover. Any Jewish people listening, I love that particular.
That was for David Baddiel, actually. So I sort of said, "Hello, Danny." You know, you do the kid voice. I do.
I say, "Who is this?" And then they start crying. I can't carry on.
I said, "Hello, Danny. How are you, darling? It's lovely to talk to you." And do you know what he said? "That's my granny." A 72-year-old Scottish woman. That's apparently who I... No, she's not Scottish.
Oh, he meant you?
Yeah, he thought I was his granny.
Okay, he wasn't.
So that made
He
me
wasn't pointing at some fallen figure in the corner. Been there for 3 days unattended, and you just put the phone down. Again, his big cry for help. That's
No.
my. Oh well.
So Danny thought I was his
That
granny.
doesn't mean that you look old. That means you sound old. That ain't so
yeah,
bad.
but I also apparently
John Craven. John Craven used to have a
John
voice
Craven?
that had spring in it. It had spring. It was like the opening of Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony, his beautiful voice. And now when you hear John Craven, he says, "Oh, we are on country." You think, "Oh, God, get him off."
he's not looking his best either.
They've stopped with him now.
So do you want to hear the second incident?
Definitely.
Well, I was at the office Christmas party and I was dancing with the young ones, throwing some shapes.
Dancing with the young ones.
Yeah, not the actual one.
Okay, that would have been good.
I think it was really
Including that one who no one remembers, the sort of one who was...
Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Mike, the terrible one.
Turns out he's the best dancer of them all. Isn't that weird? Because he's obviously the least important.
So I think it was during Relight My Fire that I felt my hip go.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Lulu,
yes, my
Lulu
friend.
had the very same thing. And she did it.
My hip, Frank. I could almost hear it pop. Like the Queen Mother or something. It was awful.
Hear it pop like the Queen Mother. Is that how she died?
She can pop.
Yeah, she
And then
just,
I
she
had
just
to
went
lie.
off like... never mind. Oh, no, Queen Mother's dead. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, hip. Is it? Does it?
Well, I
still
lied
hurt?
and said it was because I did fall in the snow, thankfully. So I didn't tell anyone it was because of the dancing. I said it was because of my fall. That doesn't sound much better, does it?
You
my
had a fall.
Well, it sounds a bit better. Did you say I've had one of my falls? That doesn't help. That's oh dear.
I'm old, aren't I?
Well, I suppose a child could. No, you're old.
Yeah, I am.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Absolute Radio. Boston.
Wowie! That
I
was
love that.
Boston by Blur, but not Blur, not the ones with the hoity-toity singer. Blur, Blur by a bloke.
Curious description of it.
BLEU. Oh, he's hoity-toity in the extreme.
Who, Damon?
Oh, God.
Oh, he's all right.
Yeah.
It's Gareth's favourite. Don't tread on Gareth's dreams.
Sorry. So speaking of office parties, it's and Robbie who's helping us.
Oh,
out
it's
this
ours.
morning.
Oh, we're not having one.
He's got an injury from the office party.
Oh, has he?
Well,
What happened to him?
I was dancing a bit
He's
too
moved.
much.
He's getting near the microphone. What have I done? I've unleashed a monster. You don't have to tell us the whole story. You were dancing. You picked up an injury at the office party.
Yes.
Yeah. See, everyone. I remember when I was working I worked in a factory in the West Midlands. We had an office party, and Pam, the bald woman from the
What?
offices, not completely bald, some wisps. She had some wisps. We never asked.
What,
And,
sort of like the man in Rocky Horror Show? That sort of, I'm imagining her head.
She was bald.
Oh, okay.
And little glasses she wore, but completely bald. She turned up to the office Christmas party with a wig on. Never seen her in a wig before.
Wow.
It was fantastic. Oh, man, it was the talk. It's office party tittle-tattle is always about, snogging, blah, blah, and sounds like I got drunk. But what about, did you see Pam? She had hair! It was massive. So that was exciting. If you're listening, Pam, sorry to bring that up, really. I suppose it's a touchy subject in some way. Hadn't thought about that. I suppose the baldness made me think that she probably doesn't listen to the radio. I don't know why I got that from. Anyway, Pam, out here. I think she was well.
Oh, was she? Oh, good.
She was
Okay.
ill.
I did start to worry as you were
No,
saying
it wasn't
that.
it wasn't a bad baldness thing. It was.
Now, you were telling me about the old dancing as well. What was...
Yeah, I tell you what. Can I just set up a big thing? I'd love people to I need
Yeah.
some help. I had a call from Comic Relief, right? And they want me to. That Let's Dance for Comic Relief.
Sorry, your manager's just looking a bit stern.
Yeah. Well,
There's no money involved.
No, there's no money.
Okay.
Well, it goes to the Africans. They need them. They don't need the
Tell
money.
him, not
because
me.
The shops over there are rubbish. I don't know if you've ever been to Africa, but we send them goods. But anyway, it's not good sending them money. Vouchers, waste of time.
Frank.
Namibia. I sent them 200 quid's worth of Waterstones vouchers. Apparently, they're still uncashed. Ingratitude, or what? Anyway, if I did a famous dance,
Yeah.
Matthew Webb. He's not called Matthew.
Oh,
Webb,
Robert
is it?
Webb.
Yeah, Matthew Webb's the first man
Oh,
to
he was
swim the
brilliant.
channel.
He
Yeah.
did flash dance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I need a famous dance I can do to help the Africans. Put your thinking caps on.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Best of You, Foo Fighters. You know, when they brought that out, I bet they were really hoping that would be a massive, massive hit for them and become like their signature tune. Then when the album comes out, they can call it the Best of Foo. I bet that was all discussed in a meeting. And then it was
In a meeting. Imagine the Foo Fighters sitting there having a meeting.
I think they're the sort of people that would have a meeting, actually, because aren't they? They've taken, like, if you take the Kurt Cobain element out of Nirvana, you're left behind with
a bit more accountants.
Yeah, a bit more accountancy. So I bet they're in a meeting saying, yeah, Best of Foo, I can see it now, but didn't really take off that massively, so no, they stopped with it.
Jason Mean, Frank, has sent in...
Jason Mean?
Yeah. No, but it's not spelt in a mean way, it's spelt M-E-E-N.
Okay.
He's admonishing you a bit.
Oh.
He says, "Hi Frank, Gareth and Emily. With regard to your pedestrian racing, why, Frank, did you attempt to race a fellow pedestrian in what you say were dangerous conditions in the wrong type of footwear?
Oh.
You clearly risk-assessed correctly and realised the potential for a fall, but nonetheless attempted this foolhardy manoeuvre, putting fellow innocent pedestrians at serious risk.
Oh.
Not to mention, should you have come a cropper and careered off into a lamppost or prickly hedge, the waste of taxpayers' money to repair you and get you race fit again."
He's making a point. Coming a cropper, by the way, is accidentally having a relationship with a transsexual. For any Coronation Street fans listening.
Oh, I get that joke. If you insist on racing in the snow and ice in future, maybe consider some footwear, snow chains, or at least some intermediate tread.
Well...
All the best, Jason.
I have to say, Jason, I like your style.
I do.
But, you know, one becomes reckless in cold weather. I think you'd agree with that. I mean, have you ever seen that Coen Brothers film Fargo?
Oh yeah.
When they put the bloke in the mincing machine thing.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah. See, I don't think you'd have done that in a warm climate.
No, it's true.
I prefer Mamma Mia, much nicer. Horrible.
On a similar note to pavement racing, this is from Tom. I have encountered several challenges from pram joggers whilst running in my local park.
Do prams still exist? Prams?
I see, as opposed to buggies,
You
yeah.
can still get prams as well.
Posh people have prams,
school.
Frank.
Yeah.
Posh
Yeah, they've
people.
died out a bit, prams.
They're posh people.
Yeah. Well, you say posh people. We used to use ours for taking the bottles back. But I have seen them with coal in them.
Did you have one in your front garden?
A pram?
Yeah, like a pram in the
What?
front
No,
garden.
I think the horse would have knocked it over.
And the whippet.
Yeah.
The posh people probably do use them to recycle their bottles now.
Yeah, they probably do. Is it the whole world's turned upside down, hasn't it? Oh, dear. Carry on.
The new Mothers Brigade also meet regularly for group pram running exercise sections on Hampstead Heath.
That can't be right.
Some months ago, whilst running up Primrose Hill for the umpteenth time, I became aware of laboured breathing at my shoulder. Taking a brief glance behind me, I noticed a woman with baby harnessed over her shoulders and pushing a pram, actually attempting to beat me to the top of the hill.
Wow, what a girl.
Far from taking pity on this woman and letting her win, I accelerated my pace and watched her from the top for some time as she became increasingly breathless and embarrassed looking.
It's a competitive world. See, that's why you can't call it pavement racing, because you can do it.
No.
You can do it up a hill if you like.
Exactly.
I'm loving it. So, have we had any suggestions of what I should, I might dance?
Yes, we have, Frank.
I was thinking, I'm thinking I might go biblical.
Oh, God.
The Seven Veils. What do you think?
Frank, that's horrible. You can't do that.
Why?
It's just horrible.
Well, obviously you'd cut away for the seventh veil. You'd get, you'd just see the veil just wriggling free.
But what would you have under, like, Pat Y fronts or something? It's horrible.
No, nothing underneath.
Oh, my
You wouldn't shout,
God.
come on, it's for Africa.
Oh.
And then just as it was about to, the last veil was about to slip, then you'd cut to, Shane Ritchie on the judging panel. I think people would get the reference.
So, we've had a text. I got that late, but I liked it.
Oh, I love it
At
when you
first,
get it late.
I just laughed because your manager was laughing. I was trying to suck up to him, and then I actually really got it.
It's my manager's job to laugh because I say anything.
I know.
Remember that.
But there he goes
There you
again. We've had a text
No, I was
in.
actually holding up my my recent bank balance.
That's really made me laugh. We've had a text in. Someone suggesting the Birdie song, quite wisely remaining anonymous.
No, but I think I I think the thing is with the birdies, I think it has to be a sort of...
Does it have a dance?
Yeah, it has to be something that you'd recognise a famous...
It's the chicken dance, isn't it? You do the chicken...
Yeah, I know how to do it.
Oh.
Okay, don't get aggressive. We're not suggesting
I won't have it
you
said.
don't know how to do it. The
Well,
birdie
I don't know how
song.
to do the birdie dance. I mean, I'll do it now if you like.
What about Agadoo?
Look at that, it's absolutely perfect.
You're not doing anything.
No, I'm not doing anything, it's on radio. Why even waste my energy? People, of course, on the webcam are thinking, well, there's something wrong with this, it must be out of sync. Yeah, I was thinking about, the only one I could think of was James Cagney, Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yankee Doodle do I die.
Oh!
Yeah, just like him. For those two people listening who know what he sounds like.
We had the sand dance with Dawn French.
What's
The sand
that?
dance. Oh, that's
don't
what Wilson, Keppel and Betty. Dun, 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 dun. And they sort of go on, like Egyptian-looking people.
Egyptian.
Hips Don't Lie, Shakira. I think you'd be
Your
great
hips
at that.
don't lie.
And I like what they're saying.
Is that the World Cup song?
Oh, maybe it is.
The World
oh, no.
Cup song? No, that's not. The World Cup song I could... Because they played that at every World Cup game in South Africa. And I came to love it.
Oh.
That'd be good.
can
And
you do the
I think I look a bit like Shakira as well. You know what I mean? I've got them sort of slightly stubby legs. Yes. Anyway, we better move towards the news. Hasn't it flown past?
Yeah.
Yes. No, I was on about that sparrow hawk that had been making me very edgy for the first couple of links. You could probably pick up on it at home. I didn't think it was looking at me because I wouldn't want to, impose that onto an animal. I don't want to put a scenario onto a dumb creature. But it was looking ominous. Anyway, it's gone now. Lee Mack will be here in the second half of the show. He's funny.
You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Trebor Soft Mints, bringing a softer, mintier feel to your Saturday morning.
Absolute Radio.
Lee Mack came into the studio while you were in the toilet. Yeah. I'm just saying.
It's a bit naughty, isn't he? Coming in a bit early.
He's looking smoking hot, that's all I'm saying.
Is he? See, it's going to be a bit awkward because Lee Mack has presented this show a few times. And
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to like being the other side of the desk.
Tune in for the power struggle on Absolute Radio.
There will be blood.
There will be blood.
I don't mind him taking the reins for 3 links.
Why are you delving into your filthy old rucksack? Frank, you're on radio.
Oh, sorry, are we? I forgot that. I never really... it comes and goes, the awareness of being on radio, I find. Anyway, I'll tell you what I've done. I've ruined a national institution.
What? Absolute Radio?
No. I wouldn't say I hadn't ruined it, but I don't think it's a national institution yet, is what I'm saying. Although we've got Absolute 90s, Absolute 80s, and now Absolute Noughties is coming up. How soon before you turn on it goes like, I used to be in pictures. Welcome to Absolute 20s. Mammy, I love you. 4 people listening, me and 3 old age pensioners in Golden Square. And the good ship Lollipop. Yeah, Marilyn Monroe there at Absolute 20s.
So you you ruined an institution.
Yes, I ruined...
Honor Blackman?
No, I was... Don't lead me into puns. I did Question of Sport, and it went out this week.
Oh, everyone said it's terrible. Oh, no, that's
thank you
not...
so much. Thank you so much for your support. No, it's sort of... They apparently, what they've done, they put it out at 10:30, and they've got a new sort of shiny, bright electrical set with flashing lights.
Oh.
And also, they had the idea that instead of just sports people, they'd have celebrities. Like, celebrities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's me
So who
and,
did they have? You?
me and Peter Jones. Do you know him?
Oh, off of Dragon's Den.
Off of Dragon's Den. Me and Peter Jones. We got a thing going on.
That's Absolute 60s.
Yeah, that's it. Was it? No, 70s.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Absolute 70s, yeah. What else could there be? Absolute 1880s. You name one of those? The Elgar.
Yeah.
A bit early. Anyway, you don't want to hear this. Yeah, so it said, I read a thing in the paper that said, who cares whether Peter Jones knows more about sport than Frank Skinner? And apparently we've ruined the whole show.
Yes.
They'd rather have some person, they usually have
I mean,
like
sorry.
a
No, I
clay...
didn't mean yes,
they
you
have like a
have
clay
ruined it.
pigeon shooter on who you've never heard of, some terrible clay pigeon shooter. And they say, yeah, so Jeff got the clay pigeon World Championships coming up in Belize. What do you think about it? And they say, well, the Ecuadorians have got a good team. You think, who wants to listen to that rubbish? So we've spiced it up. People don't like him.
I miss the Bill Beaumont days, but that's another story.
Well, I miss it. And wasn't he brilliant as the lion in The Wizard of Oz? Absolutely.
So go on, so they've said it's rubbish now,
Yeah,
and
we've ruined
you're
it.
responsible for this.
Well, I'm partly responsible for it, yeah. And I mean, I didn't know. There are things like they had a rugby player on the secret guest. What they call?
Oh, I don't like that.
What's it called? Not a secret guest.
Yeah, it is called that, isn't it?
Yeah,
Who
no,
is it?
Mystery
The guest-
personality or something.
mystery guest, maybe it's called.
personality.
Now,
Yeah. Where you see looks like a badly shot film where
Yeah.
they're not actually just
that's the
showing you
one.
who it is.
That's the one. You have to guess who it is. Well, to be honest, as I pointed out, some rugby player who could have saved the money on video. He could have come in, stood in front of me, told me his name, and I still couldn't have told you who he was.
Oh no, you deconstructed it.
Oh,
No,
did
you
I?
shouldn't deconstruct it.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
About sports trivia. It was rubbish though before, Frank, I have to say.
What?
Probably
Question
the
of
people
sport?
who liked it before.
Yeah, it's
liked
better than
it
that. The
'cause it
sort
was
of
rubbish.
people that said the set gives them headaches, makes them feel sick, so they have to switch off. Maybe they shouldn't be watching telly on their own. They should be all sitting in a circle around one television in a care home. Lee Mack's along after this.
You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio, working towards a mintier world with Treebor Soft Mints.
Absolute Radio.
Lee Mack is in the studio.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How fabulous to have you on.
Oh, how fabulous to be in my second home.
Yeah. Yes, you have been in a home before. I was going to bring it up.
Well,
So I feel like I've interviewed you. Well, you've been on twice when I've been on an interview.
I think I've been on twice. But I've when you've been doing your leave of absence, where you somehow wangle this thing where you manage to go wherever you want in the world, whenever you feel like it.
Yes.
I step in.
Leave of Absence sounds like an American film about World War
Yeah,
Korea.
yeah. It's not
too.
quite as grueling as that. You're at the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. It was quite grueling.
It was a different tour of the world, wasn't it?
Yeah, but from a painful patriotic aspect, it was pretty horrible.
I presume you've talked about us not getting the World Cup this morning, have you?
Have we not got it?
Oh, sorry to break this to you.
No.
Sorry. I've
that you?
taped it. I haven't had a chance to watch it back yet.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I've got your
man.
medical results here as well.
Oh, what?
The double whammy.
How did they go?
Oh, not good.
Oh, no. Is that how you spell chlamydia? So, yeah, what did you think about not getting the World Cup?
I think, see, everyone complains about the Sunday Times and Panorama and all that. The reason why is because they're trying to expand football around the world, aren't they? And they're not looking after the regular customers. It's like these phone companies that offer the new customers, half-price text for the first 6 months or whatever, and the old customers, they get nothing.
I see.
So we're the old customers, aren't we?
Yeah.
English football fans, and basically Western Europe is the heart of football, I think. That's where most football money
Suppose
is generated.
South America's going to take
Well, it's
a
South
bit
America, but it's in terms of week-on-week club football, you don't get any bigger than Italy, Spain. I keep hitting that piece of metal next to him. So
I like
passionate.
it. I thought you were doing it as something to
He's making a point.
Passionate. So, yeah, basically Spain, Italy and England, they're the three major, Scotland as well, three major regular football sort of generated countries.
It's like I found this when I was an alcoholic on New Year's Eve. I got really resentful that people came and stood at the bar and got in the way who didn't really get drunk the rest of the year round.
I know, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but look after the regular
Why
drunk.
didn't they send you to pitch? We'd have got it then.
I'd have been better than Prince William. And Prince William said, I love football. No, you don't.
No.
Look, guys.
It would have been much better if instead of Prince William, a bloke from the West Midlands would have gone, look, Mr. Blatter.
Yeah.
When I was an alcoholic.
Exactly. No, but if they were pitching for the Polo World Cup, I wouldn't have minded William going and talking about it. But
Yeah.
what's he doesn't care. Yeah,
He supports Aston Villa, apparently.
yeah, well, exactly. What does that tell you? And he doesn't, does he?
No,
I
of
mean,
course
think
he
he'll be up there next weekend? What's the Albion play?
No, I don't think he's going to be.
Also, they can
that's
call-
the one game he misses.
Well, I think
To be fair,
nowadays,
yeah. blame
the price of the tickets, you can't go to all the home games anymore.
No, exactly. Even Harry's not going to turn up to that one, is he?
They kept calling him the future King of England as well. If I'd have been Prince Charles, I'd have thought, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
We'll see. I hated that. But it was a day of
But he's still the
presumption.
future King of England, isn't he?
Not necessarily.
He's,
Well,
he's
gonna-
the ultimate.
He's
King
the
of
ultimate.
England.
It's going to happen eventually, isn't it? After.
Well, it's like me saying, yes, I'm definitely going to Qatar for the 2020 World Cup.
I am definitely
It's
going.
a bit, who knows what's round the corner? What I'm saying is Prince William is not immortal.
Right.
Or there could be a Republican rising.
Blimey, this show's changed.
Well,
I suppose you were talking about Big Brother.
yeah, well, what's that?
He's just looking at the telly.
Sorry, I was watching the golf. I thought...
Hey, come on, it's only a couple of links. Just pay attention.
A couple of links.
Yeah, golf
Nice.
links. Hurrah! So look, we better get the plugs in, hadn't we?
Why, are we running on gas?
No.
Oh, I've done it again. I've hit that piece of metal. Yes,
hitting
the
that
plugs.
piece of metal.
I'm here to shamelessly plug my DVD, Going Out, available last week. Available as
last
well.
week.
Available this week as well. I mean, it was out last week.
Okay.
What else?
Well, I've seen the show, and 'cause it was very, very funny. So
Thank
if
you,
it's
yes.
the same thing, then the DVD's going to be
Verbatim,
funny.
yeah.
Unless they had the lens
verbatim.
cap on.
I'd go as far as to say if you've seen it live, don't bother buying the DVD.
I don't-
But that's probably not the. That's not the way to plug it, is
No,
it?
it's not. I've never seen anyone say that on BBC Breakfast. Not yet.
Yes.
And there's a sitcom as
my
well.
sitcom's coming out in January the 10th. To be confirmed, I'm just being told.
To be confirmed. Yeah.
What, you
Didn't
mean it
know
might
was
not be going
Catholic.
out at all? Oh, it is going out. The BBC haven't confirmed.
It is
anything.
going out, but it's called Not Going Out.
It's called Not Going Out, yeah, which was quite brave for a non-broadcast pilot when we made it.
Yeah.
But yes, it's called Not Going Out, and it is going out on the something of January, hopefully. But it's to be confirmed.
I wonder
Yeah.
what that's
I don't know what that
dependent
means.
on.
That
Well,
sounds ominous.
Well, they said last time it was to be confirmed, and they cancelled it. So I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah, you sure they said to be confirmed? They didn't say to be cancelled. Was the stamp, and you
Oh no,
misread.
sorry, not to be
TBC,
confirmed, to
that's
be
what it
rewritten.
said.
That was it. We got a memo to be rewritten and refilmed and recast.
Hey, think yourself lucky. I've still got one in the can at ITV. Written,
Have you, Frank?
all filmed 5 years ago. Still sitting there.
Not been shown.
No, so bad.
Instead of TBC, it
ITV
says
said
NBS.
no. But no, we're not having this. We're not showing it.
Oh, you want to get that trawl round the other channels. That's what you want to do.
Well,
you want to
I
be flogging it
I
round,
think
knocking on
they've-
doors.
I think they've forgot where they put it.
Can't you
They've
just-
had it so long?
Why can't you like physically knock on people's doors with copies? Say, can I interest
Oh,
you?
that's
in it?"
What, this
Dignified.
Christmas?
Just go round. Say, it was never shown. Would you like to see it?
I could play it on big speakers like carol singers outside the door.
You can have a big screen on top of your car and just drive around the West End, pointing.
I can't afford that because ITV didn't show. Anyway, this is not about me. It's about you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you a Christmassy sort of? Are you going to be the sort of person that has the whole family round? All
We
down,
usually
all
do, yeah.
North.
Yeah, no, I've been the host for the last 2 where I've cooked for everybody.
I bet you carve.
I can't. No, that's one job I don't do.
I don't believe.
No,
that.
no, I hand that up because I play the lady that day,
Oh.
and the gentleman carve, the lady cooks.
The
I'm a
office.
la-
Is it like when the officers prepare the meal in the army for the normal?
Is that what they do?
That's
Once
what
a
they
year?
do for Christmas. Yeah.
Oh right, well no, it's yeah, I suppose it's a bit like that. Yeah, I soaked my turkey for 2 weeks in a bucket of water.
I heard that.
in the cellar because that's what Nigella
I bet
told
you
me to
make
do
a
in the book.
terrible
You
mess,
soaked
Lee.
it for
You
2 weeks.
Or was it a week? You soak it in a bucket of water, or maybe it was 3 days. I can't remember now. But you soak it in water and you
Yeah.
throw loads of stuff in the bucket, and then you put it.
You sound a great cook. Was it 3 days or 2 weeks? I can't remember.
Is it 3 weeks in the bucket and 4 hours in the oven, or is it the other way around? I can't remember. But it was.
Was it alive when you put it in? Is that just is that a humane method of killing?
If anyone else says that,
Drown
if
it.
anyone else says that to me, sorry, my dear, was that alive when you put it in?
You only ever have your neighbours round, though. Whenever you talk, you just say, yeah, you do. It's
No,
just-
no,
Neighbours
we've
the only people that come round to your house.
No, we've had Christmas dinner with family.
Oh, okay.
Don't make me out like some sort of sad loner.
Well,
no.
he doesn't like comedians. No,
I
Lee,
don't have comedians.
Lee has said to me...
I said to Frank, that comedians aren't real friends. But then I
say that,
remembered that his
really?
best mate was the beardy one. Right? So I thought, oh...
He's
so
one of my best mates,
But then
so be
I
careful.
backtracked furiously and I said, apart from you and David, they're different. Most comedians aren't real friends. They're just, they're acquaintances.
Is that
That's
right?
Well, I think most of them...
Do you believe that, Frank?
I think it's... No, I think...
Well, I said to you, my theory is that for me personally, I think I had about 30 comedians turn up for my 40th birthday, but I don't think any would turn up for my funeral. And then I think Frank had a look in his eye like, oh no, I reckon you get more turning up for your funeral. Right, this is... And you be DJing. This is Russ Abbott's Atmosphere.
No, I shall definitely turn up, especially if your Morecambe and Wise memorabilia is going to be...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll have a little stall at the side. The kids will be manning. It's all got to go.
The kids will be manning. You're going north and comedian crazy. So I said to my wife. Anyway.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Absolute Radio.
So, do you think you'll go to Qatar?
Are you asking if I've got a cold?
No. In Qatar, if you're still alive. You know Qatar, when the World Cup's on, it'll be 40...
You don't think anyone's going to hold out, do you?
It's
You've got Williams not being king, you've got me not making it to 2020... What is it, 2022?
Yeah.
I've given up football. I've had enough. I'm on strike, and I think everyone that's into football should go on strike until FIFA say, all right, we've changed our mind, you can have the World Cup.
Like the Scottish referee?
Yeah, I reckon if everyone stopped going to football in England, FIFA would panic. They wouldn't, would they?
No, they wouldn't care.
See, the thing is, FIFA only make money from the World Cup. So this is their one chance to make money. And they've gone for a country that's going to make them less money.
Yeah,
it's not just about money, is it?
46 degrees. Bear in
In
mind...
Qatar? Oh,
yeah,
I love it.
I'll be an old age pensioner. I'll just have become an old age pensioner when the Qatar World Cup happens.
Will you?
Yeah. So obviously I'll probably be keeping my living room at about 46 degrees generally. But
You'll be going out to the Middle East to keep warm every winter then anyway. So you might as well watch the World Cup.
well, but it'll kill me, won't it? 46 degrees.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, maybe if you go to Russia, and it'll be minus 46 degrees.
But I don't mind Russia having it because I think Russia is a proper footballing country. I always have images as a child. Lev Yashin in goal, dressed all in black.
I've no doubt that they're a proper I'm not saying that they shouldn't have it. I'm saying that we should have it more. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'll tell you what.
That's a sophisticated argument.
Thank you.
Can I read something that was in The Sun this week? The Sun, Mafia to Racism, your A to Z of Russia.
Nice.
Well, for a start off, that's not... You normally put something that begins with A and something that begins with Z. But they've just picked the two nastiest things they can think of. Sour grapes. I don't like it. So are you enjoying the terrible weather? You look like the sort of bloke taking in your stride.
I love the terrible weather. I did. I drove back from my last tour day in Sheffield at 20 miles an hour, right? And we took about 7 hours, but there's a part of me that thought that was glamorous, because it was tough, we were driving and the snow was beating down on the car. I quite like the cold. I love it. I love the cold and the weather and the fact that you get a day off school. Not me, but my son.
Yeah. We never had a day off school.
I know, it's different. What's happened? Why is the heating not working nowadays? Because in the old days we used to have to go.
Oh, we got days off school.
Did you?
Did you read about that woman who phoned the police because someone stole her snowman?
No.
Yeah. A snowman had gone missing from and she said she thought it was a police matter because she'd used pound coins for eyes.
You're not serious.
No, I'm totally serious.
Was it not is it not a chance that it was 3 weeks later and the sun had come out?
No, because all the rest of the thing was there. The snowman had been removed. It is an odd thing to steal.
Well, it's your own fault, isn't it, if you're going to use...
But it's not like you couldn't get the pound coins out.
Did she also say, I'd like to report a missing carrot?
And a scarf.
A scarf, yeah. And 2 twigs.
Oh, you use twigs, dear. She actually said she used dessert spoons for its arms.
Dessert spoons?
Yeah.
Must have looked a bit odd. Yeah. Surely you'd use a wooden spoon or... I mean, it's not very big arms, is it?
You have to use what you can get, I think.
Oh, yeah, twig's infinitely preferable.
You might not have noticed, Lee. This is a
If
recession.
you're the kind of woman that can afford to use money for eyes, you could probably throw money at the problem and have a couple of prosthetic arms manufactured to make them look like proper, realistic arms.
Well, the coins on the eyes is a deathbed thing. So
is it? Oh, yeah, it is.
Probably taken away by the authorities. They thought it was a frozen homeless person being laid to rest.
It's not... laid to rest in an upright position.
Yeah, well, when they're that stiff, you might as well. And also, they're much easier for storage. I don't know if you've ever collected frozen to death homeless people in a council van, but they're much better if you keep them vertical.
Why would you get coins aren't right as well? Coins are too small. It's going to look odd. They're too small in proportion to the head. But then again, we don't know how big the head was.
No, we don't know.
But we're imagining.
We need more information. I think that's what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been.
We wouldn't make good policemen, would we?
It's been lovely having you. Can we establish again your DVD's out now?
My DVD's out now for my stand-up, and the sitcom will be on in January.
Yeah,
that's pretty much all the plugs I need to do.
All we need to know, we can't possibly know whether the sitcom's going to be funny. We can only base it on the previous series.
I've got a second-hand REM album on eBay. If I can just plug that.
Okay.
It's currently at £2.46. I'm trying to get it up to £5.
How long to go?
Oh, well, I was going to say 3 days, but the way you think, I probably won't even make it that long, will I?
Optimistic. Lee, it's been great having you on, as ever. Buy
you.
Lee's DVD. I've seen the show. It's very, very funny. And I look forward to the sitcom coming back.
And can I just cheesily say Merry Christmas to all you listeners?
Ah, lovely.
You're listening to Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Sponsored by Treebor Soft Mints.
Absolute Radio.
Frank, we've had a little bit of a complaint in, I'm afraid.
What?
It's from Dawn Carter. She says, I'm a bit miffed at your newsreader. Oh dear, it's about the newsreader.
What, Sean Allen Moy?
Yes, Sean Allen Moy. Sounds like a Tory MP. I'm a bit miffed at your newsreader's description of Stacey Solomon. I would not refer to her as an X Factor reject. She came third, for goodness sake.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is, I think he's joining in with that football thing, that even if somebody leaves another team for, like, 20 million, when they come back, you go, feel a reject, feel a reject. But no, I actually said, before that came in, I said, that's a bit harsh.
You did.
Because
you did.
Stacey she's done marvellous things for the ordinary people in this country. Because she's gone on that show, and I thought I'll want to kill her after 2 days for going, no. But in fact, she's been absolutely brilliant.
You've warmed to her, haven't you?
Yeah, I think I would very, very happily have her do our next World Cup bid.
Oh, God, don't go that far.
Instead, we've got stupid old Beckham, where everyone's saying, no, he's a great ambassador. I mean, no, he isn't. He sort of goes, oh, well, I'll be pleased if we please give us that. That's his
What we done.
Rubbish.
Oh, he's no emir of Qatar, let's face it.
He's no emir of Qatar. I've said that many times. But could the emir of Qatar cross a ball? I don't think so. No.
Also, Frank, we had some texts in just about some dance suggestions for you.
Oh, yes, this is my... If I did the... comic relief dance thing, what dance should I do?
I'd suggest for Frank's comic relief dance, he simply wanders around looking grumpy and adjusting guitar amplifiers seemingly arbitrarily.
Oh,
this is from Sam and Lincoln.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. That's a reference to The Falls frontman Mark E. Smith. Is what he does during shows, and he's something of a legendary figure on this show. But thank you very much. Incidentally, I noticed, speaking of The Fall, I had an idea about this show and The Fall, and this station and The Fall. Radio 3, for the first 12 days of January, are playing only Mozart.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be what a publicity thing
Oh my
if
God.
Absolute just played the obviously not Absolute 40s, they've got their Vera Lynn week. But apart from that, I would very, very much, that would be brilliant.
Times are hard enough as it is, I think, with the cold and
Yeah.
things. No, it's a good idea. We'll write that down.
I think
Someone write that down.
I think Mozart will be played on Absolute 1870s. Well, that was a complete guess. I don't know when he was around, Mozart. Don't worry about it.
Frank,
Yeah.
I slept with 1,000 women in my wild years, but I'm sorry now.
I had no idea.
It wasn't me who said
Oh,
that.
I was going to say, that explains the monkey boots you've got on this morning. Oh, that's what that was.
Huckers.
It was all things Hocknallian.
It was.
Yeah, Mick Hocknall has apologised to the 1,000 women he slept with. How brilliant. I think they should apologise to society for sleeping, because they're probably quite attractive. They've slept with Mick Hocknall. I mean, I know he was in a fire and all that, but even so... Even so, they've gone against the general order of humanity by sleeping with the Hockster.
He's got a funny little face, hasn't he?
He was in a fire.
He wasn't really, Frank.
Was he not?
No.
I always assumed he was in a fire. Was he? I never read about it.
Well, his hair's come out of it all right. His
I just
hair's
thought, well,
remained.
he's in a fire. He's been in a fire. There's no question about that. You say his hair's come out of it all right. I think that's a matter of some debate. His hair's come out of it all right.
But what was odd was that he issued a public... He said, I would like to issue a formal public apology. He actually said that to the women.
I love that, though.
Did he name names? Did he give 1,000 names?
What, 1,000
Did
names?
he apologise in
He
person?
probably will. You can probably get it on microfiche.
What's he apologising
WikiLeaks.
for, though, just for being fast and loose with
Well, I
their
don't know. I know
emotions?
the headline in The Sun was, "Sorry, Swordsman."
I prefer Simply Bed.
Simply Bed, was that another one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I prefer Sex on Fire, which was the headline in my own particular... I'm scratching my leg furiously. We better move on. I've got Ben Jones banging on the window like a child looking into a Christmas-themed store. That's what I've got. So, look, thanks for listening this week. And if you want to listen to Not the Weekend podcast, then you can download that on Wednesday. That's all different stuff. Our guest next week is Al Murray. You don't sound very sure. It's either Al Murray or Al Sharpton, the American civil rights leader. We can't read the second name, frankly. So thank you so much for listening, and good day to you.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio. Absolute Radio.